Hello guys, welcome to another interesting video in the series of coding. Today we have with us a problem that is called check if all ones are at least k places away. So basically we are given an array nums of zeros and ones and an integer k. We have to return true if all ones are at least k places away from each other. Otherwise we have to return false. So let's try to take this first example to understand what do we mean by this. So let's take the distance between the first one and the second one. The number of places between them is 3, right? So how do we get the number of places between them? We take the index of the first one, and that is 0, and we take the index of the second one, that is 4 here. So the difference between that, okay, minus another one. So 4 minus 0 minus 1 will be 3. So that is the distance between both the ones. So that distance 3 we will have to compare with a variable that is given to us, which is k. So k is 2, so 3 is greater than 2. That means these two ones are satisfying the condition. That means they are at least equal to or greater than the two steps which is required of them, right? So they are at least greater than or equal to two steps away from each other. So they are three steps away from each other in this case. That means it is good, and these two ones are satisfying the condition that is required of them. Okay, now we will move forward and we will check for the next two ones. So we will check for the next two ones. So in this case, this one is at an index of 4 and the next one is at an index of 6. Sorry, it's at an index of 7. So now we will try to find the distance between them. So when we try to find the distance between them, we will get 7 minus 4 minus 1. So 7 minus 4 minus 1 is equal to 2. So now we will compare this value 2 with the value of k, which is again 2. So they are required to be at least two spaces away from each other. So they are two spaces away from each other actually. So they are also satisfying the condition, right? So this is also fine. Now we will try to see if there's a requirement to check the distance between the first one and the third one. That is not required because see, we have already checked if the first and second one are satisfying the condition. The distance between them is 3, and the distance between the second and the third one is 2. So the distance between the first and third one, which is 5, that will anyway satisfy the condition which is required, that is to be at least two steps away, because first and second one are also satisfying, and second and third one are also satisfying that condition. So definitely the first and third one will satisfy the condition, so there's no need to check that condition. So first thing that we realize is we just need to check the conditions between any two adjacent ones. If that is satisfied, that is fine, and we can move ahead and check the condition between the next two adjacent ones. We need not check any other condition. So we should just iterate over the entire vector once. Okay, now after realizing this, how do we keep track of the previous one and the current one that we have? So we'll use two variables. Okay, so we'll use two variables. One we can call previous, I'll write p for short, and one we can write current, I'll write c for short. So what we'll do is we'll initially find where the first one is, and we'll initialize that value, that index value, as the previous value, and then we will start iterating from the next index, and we'll check where the current one could lie. Okay, so we need the current one. So this is not one, so we will move forward, and we'll again move forward. We'll keep checking the indexes again and again till we find the next one. So once we find another one, we will check if the distance between the current and the previous minus 1, so c minus p minus 1, if that is greater than k. If that is greater than k, then it is fine. If that is not greater than k, then we can just return false here itself. Okay, so this is what we'll do once this is satisfied. So for example, in this case we have previous at index 0 and current at index 4, and once we make this check, 4 minus 0 minus 1, that will be 3. 3 is greater than 2, so it is fine, we can move forward. So how do we move forward? What do we do to move forward? So by moving forward, we mean we have to check the next two ones now. So how we'll check that? So we will change our previous variable, and we will give it the index which is there at the current index variable, right? So our previous variable will just become equal to the current variable, and we will keep moving forward our current variable. So current variable is going to move to the next index until it encounters a 1. Until it doesn't encounter a 1, we need not check. Once it encounters a 1, it will check this condition. So until it encounters a 1, it can just keep moving forward. So we'll again iterate to the next index, and we find a 1 here. So now we again check the condition. So now our previous variable is having the index of 4, and our current variable is having the index of 7. Again we make this check, right? So 7 minus previous is having index of 4, 7 minus 4 minus 1. So I'll write it better. 7 minus 4 minus 1, so that is equal to 2. So we make this check. So we'll also have to give a greater than equal to sign, because here we see that 7 minus 4 minus 1 is equal to 2, and 2 is greater than or equal to 2. So this condition is also true, and we can and the current variable has reached the last index, so we can finally return true. So this will be our logic. And before this, I will also try to take another example to explain this. Okay, suppose this was our vector. Okay, suppose it had these elements and k was 2. So I want to take this example to tell you what will be the value of the previous that we will give at first. So in this case, if we initialize the previous variable to just 0, and we keep moving the current variable, okay, from this index, what will happen is previous will have the index of 0, and current, when it encounters 1, it will make the check, right? So if current encounters 1, it will do the condition check that we just saw earlier, that is if c minus p minus 1 is greater than equal to k. So this is the condition that we have to check every time. So in this case, c will become equal to 1, and previous is 0. So 1 minus 0 minus 1, this is the condition check that it has to do. So once it does this condition check, what will happen is it will check if 0 is greater than equal to 2. So in this case it is not, so it will return false. Okay, so if it makes this check, it will return false. But this is not the answer, right? This is wrong. I mean, it has to return true for these elements. So where are we going wrong? So we are going wrong in declaring the previous to be the zeroth index. So basically we should not declare previous to be the zeroth index. What I mean is, the previous should start from here. Previous variable, once we are declaring it first, right, it should be initialized to the value where it finds the first one, and then we'll iterate over the loop through the current variable, and it will keep iterating over to the next elements till it finds another one. So that is a thing that we have to take care of. So now when it makes the check that we just saw, it will return true. So let's try to write this in a code to understand it better if it is not clear right now. So what I mean is, we'll have to declare two variables. So I'll name it int previous equal to 0, and we'll have to declare another variable, say int current. So previous is going to hold the last one that we saw, and current is going to see the current index, and it's going to iterate over the entire loop. So basically, previous, as we just saw, it should hold the value of the first one that it encounters. So while nums of previous not equal to 1, so while nums of previous not equal to 1, what it can do is it can keep incrementing the values previous plus plus. Okay, and int current can be equal to previous plus 1. But here, see, there can be a case where we reach all zeros. So what happens is, in this case, um, the previous will keep adding, and this while loop will give an error, because it doesn't know where to end, and it will reach the end of the loop, and it will give an error. So we will also have to do a condition check, and the condition check will be while previous is less than nums dot size. Okay, so now it should be fine. And So we have declared the previous variable and we have also declared the current variable. Now we can do the while check. So while the current variable is less than nums dot size, we can just do the check, and the check that we will have to do is, if nums of current, if that is equal to 1, then the check that we will have to do is, if current minus previous minus 1, if this is less than k, then we can return false. Otherwise, if it is equal to or greater than k, then it is fine and we can keep continuing in the loop. So we will also have to give previous is equal to current, because the current will become the previous will get the value of current, okay, here, and we can move forward to the next iterations. So we can just increment the current, and finally we can return true if all the conditions are satisfied. So that's it, this will be the code, and I hope that this runs fine. We'll submit and check. So it's an accepted solution. Thank you.